Hi, Hillary. So, what about the script made you want to work on this film?
Well, I think it's a fantastic script that addresses issues that are very current and things that people feel frustrated and angry about. And I was excited about playing a character who's really interesting and has a lot going on. And so it's an exciting character to get to play. And as a deaf actor, there's not a lot of roles that come up. So I was excited to be working on a film with such fantastic actors and such a great director.
So, how was working with Brit again? And you guys co-wrote this film, correct?
I feel so lucky that I get to go to work with my best friend every day. I grew up watching my parents go to work together every day, and so it really warms my heart that I get to go to work with my best friend every day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi, Ellen. It's such a pleasure. So, reading the script, what made you want to work on this project?
Well, I was a huge fan of Brit Marling's work, so I was, thrilled to read their script, which was just incredible. It was something that was beautifully written and compelling and suspenseful, but also full of so many ideas that I'm interested in. So I just desperately wanted to be involved.
So you played Sharon. Can you tell me about the character, please?
I play a powerful CEO, and I'm kind of at odds. I employ Brit's character, and I'm at odds with Alexander Skarsgard, and she's a kind of ruthless woman, so it's fabulous to play that.
The last time I interviewed you was with Zell for Sound of My Voice, and you did an amazing job. So, is it different now writing and acting in the movie?
It's a real pleasure, honestly. I mean, there are many wildly talented young actresses right now, and there are not enough great parts for all of them. So that really can motivate a girl to sit down in front of her laptop and write a few things for herself and for other people so everyone can stay gainfully employed.
I've been researching this field exclusively for 9 months.
You had a goldfish as a kid?
Sure.
So you remember taking it home? You had to float the bag in the aquarium, gradually letting the water in little by little, so the fish can adjust.
So I was just talking to Zal and Ellen, and I said, I can see this film again because this movie, The East, is such a fascinating and original story, and I'm sure it's going to do really well, for sure. But I understand that Zal, he went on the road to get firsthand knowledge how some of the Americans live off the grid.
With Brit.
How about, oh, you too. So I'm like, dude, I'm thinking, does Alex and Brit do the same thing? And do you go through the
We didn't know
dumpsters?
Alex then.
Oh, you didn't
But maybe if we had, he would have.
He would, right?
I would have been down,
Alex would have been totally down for the adventure. Yeah, we spent a summer, I hadn't started acting, and Zal hadn't started directing, really. We were just young people sort of trying to make sense of our lives, and we were reading a lot about the Freegan movement and reading anarchist texts, and we were really moved by it. And so we packed some backpacks and hit the road and learned to train up for a summer.
Wow.
And it was an incredible experience, and I think it really shook something up inside us. And so when we made other films, Another Earth and Sound of My Voice, it was kind of after all of that we couldn't shake the experience of what happened that summer, and we started to try to write about it as a way of making sense of it, I think.
So when you and Zal was writing it, did you have Alex in mind as one of the characters in this film, or did you?
We never think of actors when we're writing. I think I learned somewhere along the way, someone told me this, I think it's really true, that if you think of an actor, you sort of substitute their energy and their charisma and all the life and vitality they have into the character. And as a result, when the script's done, you have this sort of like paper-thin character that isn't really substantive. So we just write the story, and then we look for people who can inhabit those roles. And when we met Alex, we were just like, oh,
that's when you see the picture.
Because we were so worried that we had written this movie and it was like, who was going to make you believe that he could lead a revolution?
Yeah.
Who was going to make you believe that and like really believe? And when we met Alex, we were like, oh, totally.
Great job, Alex.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You seriously, I mean, you've been doing a lot of great films, and this is like one of my favorite films in 2013 so far.
Thank you so much.
I'm just curious, why is he so passionate of this cause?
Because it's important to him. He obviously had a, we're not going to reveal what happened, but he had a personal experience that really affected him in a way, woke him up when he was a teenager. And I think he really believes in the cause. He really believes that something has to be done, and this is the only way to do it, because these people are not being held accountable. And they're not, in real life, obviously, being held accountable because they own Washington.
Lobbyists.
Yeah, of course. And with Citizens United now, like, they have all the money and all the power. So the little guy, there's no way for him or her to fight back. If you're the CEO of a pharmaceutical company and you pollute a river, kids get cancer because they drink that water, but they're too poor, those families are too poor to move somewhere else. That's not going to affect you because you live in a gated community somewhere else. And it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. You don't have to deal with it because you don't see it. And you're not being held accountable. So Benji really believes that it's time for someone to hold them accountable and for them to realize what they're doing and to, in a way, wake them up. And it was just, I think I found that so attractive and about the script and so intriguing how that it wasn't it didn't feel like, even within the group, it's not a homogenous group. It's not like Sarah works for the corporation, joins the group, and then realizes, oh, they're the good guys and we got to fight the bad corporations. It's much more murky than that, and it's much more, it just made me think, you know, even within the group, some people were willing to really go like an eye for an eye, and some people weren't. And other collectives have kind of imploded, like the Weather Underground, because of that. Some people were actually willing to kill for the cause, and others weren't. So it just made me, when I put down the script, it just made me, first of all, it was very entertaining, and it's a great thriller and a beautiful love story, I thought, but also just a lot of questions about
society today, right?
Society today and what's okay. Like, we're so sedated in a way. We're upset for 15 minutes about the cause, and then we move on. So it's about, like, waking up in a way, and also, like, what's okay to do. And Benji obviously is willing to do illegal things and take it very far.
Well, great job, guys.
Thank you.
Great movie.